They say the ocean is everything I want it to be, beautiful, mysterious, wild, and free. And when it comes to diving, many women have not yet scratched the surface. But this month, Stewart Cove's Dive Bahamas is celebrating women in diving with the Professional Association of Diving Instructors, also known as PADI, a recreational dive membership and diver training organization. Stewart Cove's staff instructor, Shannon Miller, explains.
Women divers make up the smallest percentage of divers in the industry. So it's a very, very big thing here, especially at Stewart's Cove, because we celebrate it every year. Even here in the Bahamas, if you take a look on the dock, you would see that the large majority of divers and instructors here are also males. So luckily with the PADI's Women's Day, it's encouraging more females to get out there, be more active in diving, even after, raising a family, which is the major reason why a lot of women stop diving. It encourages them to get back out there, and there still is diving, after having families.
And here in the Bahamas, there's plenty of room to explore. 3 Bahamian women divers talk to us about why the day to celebrate women in the diving industry means so much to them.
It's almost like a women's empowerment movement. It's something, like I said, about the Women's Dive Day. It's a very big thing. So being a female instructor at that, as well as a female diver, it shows a lot of role model skills. And then it shows that if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Diving in general inspires me because the water is just so beautiful, and I've always worked in the water, so being in the water is my safe place. As a woman, it really feels empowering to go ahead and make a way for yourself.
People don't think that women are interested in diving, and as you can see, I am very feminine. I wear nails, and I've been doing this for 10 years plus, so it is very encouraging.
And being a certified diver myself, I got together with a group of Stewart Cove's professional women divers for a dive to celebrate the occasion.
I think it's really nice that PADI actually takes time and a day out just to celebrate women who are diving and encouraging women to get out there and experience diving, even if it's just a DSD course, whereas maybe one dive, just to see if they enjoy diving. It's still something that is put out there for all women.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Digital Media.
Did you know that 1/3 of all traffic fatalities occur as a result of excessive speed? Excessive speed impedes a driver's point of perception, which affects braking distance. In the inner city, residential areas, and high pedestrian traffic areas, the speed limit ranges from 15 to 25 miles per hour. On the outskirts of the island, especially where a sign is not posted, the law dictates that the speed limit shall be 30 miles per hour. The maximum speed limit for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is 45 miles per hour. Here are some safety tips for you. Avoid aggressive and distracted driving. Reduce excessive speed and drive at the appropriate speed to suit the current road conditions. Avoid operating a vehicle while impaired by alcohol or drugs. Be vigilant and always maintain good visibility of the road, and be mindful of other road users, such as pedestrians. Leave out in a timely manner to compensate for potential traffic delays. Even one life lost to traffic fatality is one life lost too many. On behalf of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, please slow down.
This public service announcement is brought to you by FG Insurance Agents and Brokers, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. The 2021 general election is just 2 weeks away, and thousands of Bahamians around the country will head to the polls to cast their vote for the candidates they believe will help to build a better Bahamas. Tonight, the president of the Grand Bahama Christian Council is reminding citizens and politicians alike that the ultimate goal is the advancement of the country. President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, Reverend Dr. Robert Lockhart, weighing in on the approaching general election, noting that the overwhelming number of candidates and parties vying to represent and lead the country speaks to two specific things as it relates to the desire of Bahamians.
It tells you there's a lot of people interested in running the country, but it also tells us that there's probably a lot of dissatisfaction out there, not just probably with the present government because of some of the situations we've been through, but I guess with governance over the years. And it tells you that there's a segment of the Bahamian population that's really looking for some change. So I think any government that is elected need to pay attention to the fact that overall Bahamians are looking for some changes in some areas and how we've been governed over the years.
Reverend Lockhart says he wants politicians to remember that the ultimate aim, win or lose, is to build a better country. He is encouraging all parties and candidates to campaign with maturity.
We want them to be factual, and some of those facts may be favorable and some may not be so favorable, one side or the other, and that's okay if you're speaking truth, but at the same time, let's be respectful of one another. We're fellow Bahamians. Let's be respectful of one another, and let's be respectful and appreciative of the fact that it's praiseworthy to want to offer yourself to be a servant of the people in the capacity of political leadership, and so let's be respectful of one another. We know that the political game is probably played a certain way, but let's follow the guidelines. Let's be respectful of one another and realize that when it's all over, depending on who wins or who loses, we still have to come together. Where there's government and opposition, still have to come together and move the country forward.
And when it comes to the voting public, Reverend Lockhart says it is okay to have differing points of views, but Bahamians must remember to keep unity at the center of it all.
Even though politically they are different flags, but as a nation we have one flag that represents the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and represents us as a people. So let's remember that at the end of the day, we might disagree, have political disagreement on issues and how they and matters in our nations, how they should be dealt with. But let's remember that we're all Bahamians, and every true Bahamian at our heart, at our core, we want what's best for the Bahamas. And when the elections are
actively in prayer as the general election approaches.
We may be unique in a sense compared to many other nations, and I pray and for us Bahamian people, let's continue to maintain that uniqueness. I believe that's what has moved us forward, as small as we are as a people, and let's continue to do that. But we look forward to working with whichever government is elected, and we'll be praying for them, and we'll be working with them and providing the support and consultation as we're committed to continuing to build a God-honoring, prosperous, successful nation that'll be an example to the rest of the world as a small nation state.
The government of the Bahamas and Carnival Corporation signing a heads of agreement back in September 2019 for a $100 million cruise port in Sharp Rock, East Grand Bahama. And although there is still no official word yet on when construction will begin on the project, discussions have been progressing. Well, tonight, the president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce says the business community is hoping that this project and others will come on stream soon to revive the island's struggling economy. Jamila Mizik reports.
President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Greg LaRota, says, given what has happened to the cruise industry due to the global pandemic, it is understandable that the Carnival Cruise Port project, earmarked for East Grand Bahama, has been delayed. However, LaRota says the Grand Bahama community is looking forward to seeing those projects come to fruition.
We on Grand Bahama, especially the business community, have been relying on some of these projects coming on stream to help to jumpstart the economy on Grand Bahama. I feel like some, if not all of those projects that were named coming online is necessary for us to see a turnaround in the economy on Grand Bahama. And so we look forward to seeing actually some groundbreaking on a lot of these projects. And I think that will start to move us in the right direction.
LaRota says there are still a lot of challenges, even from a global standpoint, that are causing the Grand Bahama economy to be what it is now, and he says some of these issues still need to be addressed.
It's not going to be all of a sudden this magic bullet where once COVID is under control, the economy will take off. There's still going to be a lot of work that has to be done, especially specifically on Grand Bahama. I think there needs to be more dialogue, fruitful dialogue between the major stakeholders here on the island to get the economy going. And by major stakeholders, I'm referring specifically to the Grand Bahama Port Authority that's responsible for the Freeport area, and the government of the Bahamas that's responsible for the entire island of Grand Bahama and the wider Bahamas, to see if we can get some of the challenges that's causing us not to see this economy take off on the table, and then look at how we could effectively address them to move Freeport and Grand Bahama forward in the future.
The Chamber President notes that he would like to see more results when it comes to business and investments on Grand Bahama Island, and he admits that it is a collective effort.
I'm not saying by any stretch that the port has the responsibility by themselves to do things to get our economy jump-started. We all have to jump in and do our part. We can't sit back and rely on one company to control our destiny here in Freeport and on Grand Bahama as a whole. So the business community, the citizens, the government, all of us have a role to play. And until we get involved, come up with ideas, discuss them and find solutions to this situation, we would probably always be underperforming as an economy on Grand Bahama.
Shamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
A statement from the University of the Bahamas dated September 1st, announcing that in order to remain compliant with national emergency health regulations and to protect the health and welfare of the university community, the institution's COVID-19 response policies and protocols are being continually updated and must be strictly enforced. We have the latest in this report. The latest measures announced by the University of the Bahamas include that effective today, Thursday, September 2nd, the university will move to predominantly remote teaching and learning, as well as remote operations. The only exceptions to the virtual teaching and learning mode will be courses that require face-to-face components and athletic training. The release notes that a subsequent announcement regarding these courses is forthcoming from the Office of Academic Affairs. As it relates to the university's COVID-19 vaccination policy, the release notes that the University of the Bahamas Board of Trustees has mandated that, effective Monday, September 6, all persons entering the campuses and facilities of the University of the Bahamas must show proof of being fully vaccinated or present a negative COVID-19 rapid antigen test. The rapid antigen test result must have been issued within the last 72 hours. In this instance, all persons refers to faculty, students, staff, alumni, vendors, and other members of the public. For employees who must work on campus to ensure continued operations, but who are not fully vaccinated, University of the Bahamas will cover the cost of rapid antigen tests, provided that proof of employment at UB is presented at the test site. However, members of the University Health Services or University Human Resources will receive direct instructions regarding health and safety measures that they must follow while on campus. Now, our ZNS News team understands that these new policies are still under review and are subject to change. We will continue to follow this story and provide updates as they become available. In news from the courts, 23-year-old Deontay Outen of Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock, appearing before Magistrate Simone Brown in court number 4 today on 2 counts of attempted murder. This is in connection with a shooting incident of a female in the 8 Mile Rock area last week. According to reports, on Thursday, August 26, shortly after 8 p.m., officers responded to a shooting incident at a business establishment in Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock. Initial investigations revealed that a male and a female were at a business establishment when the male got into a verbal altercation with another man whom he knew. Both the male and the female left the business establishment in a vehicle where they were approached by an unknown male who fired several gunshots into their vehicle. The male driver sped off and the vehicle collided with a utility pole. The female passenger received gunshot wounds about the body. The male driver fled the scene unharmed. Now in court today, Outen was not required to enter a plea, and he was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until December 9th for a voluntary bill of indictment. Stay with us. There's still more news to come right after this break.
Down now.
For your large and small generators, propane and butane stoves, LED flashlights, fuel canisters, coolers, batteries, gas and electric chainsaws, cooking supplies, tarps, matches, duct tape, and more.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
When you're operating at the highest standards, something remarkable happens. You don't just meet your goals, you exceed them. You don't just respond to needs, you anticipate them.
And you know that failure comes with consequences.
You deserve the best we have to offer.
And this is why we're working to ensure that we deliver on our commitments.
And we will take responsibility when we don't. You have high expectations. And we're committed to doing what it takes to exceed them.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Right here waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catch me here checking out the ZNS Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Bad little lady, yeah, she been driving me crazy. When she licking her lips and moving them hips like, come here, baby. I wanna take it down now.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM. Your #1 news team covering the North. The
Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A memorial service held this morning for the late Glenroy Roell Jr., affectionately known as Billy, at Jubilee Cathedral on Cathedral Boulevard in Freeport. In this report, several family members and friends share stories of Roell's contributions to the community and say he will be greatly missed. Italia Hall has the story.
Family members and friends turning out for the memorial service held at Jubilee Cathedral for the late Billy Roell on Thursday morning. Roell has been described as a giant of a man in the Grand Bahama community and was instrumental in helping to save lives during Hurricane Dorian. Silva Pinder says Billy, her nephew-in-law, was a good man.
He was one of the favorites, and Billy always used to kid his uncle and me. He was just very special to me. And as most of Grand Bahama and the Bahamas know, that during the storm, that dreadful storm, that he was such an instrumental, one of the persons that saved so many people. Billy had a heart of gold, and he loved people, and so he's going to be greatly missed.
Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Michael Pintard, also in attendance. He says he had the opportunity to build a relationship with Billy.
He had a big heart, and it wasn't just after Dorian that he made an incredible contribution. Throughout his life, persons know that if you call him and you needed help, he's prepared to assist, even if it was difficult for him at the time. But certainly after Dorian, he played an amazing role during the course of the storm and after the storm. I recall when the waters were receding and my family were brought from our home, I returned to the bridge and he was there the entire time, even though he knew there was a personal risk to his own health. Being in that water, given what his challenges were, he was there.
Captain Iram Roell says Billy would also feed those in need.
Cooking, he did a lot by, if a person come there did not know money, they still could eat. He always provide housing for anybody that come from Bimini, especially. And Billy was a hero. Billy was a hero to all, especially his family and his kids.
Billy's aunt, Una Cooper, remembers her last conversation with him shortly before he died.
I said, Billy, how are you doing? So he said, I'm doing fine. So I said, Billy, I said, you dealing with the doctors. I said, but Billy, you have to calm down a little so your blood pressure and sugar level could stay on limit. But Billy said, Auntie, you know I know how to pray. And I am so glad that even in the midst of death, we have lost quite a bit of people in our community. But I can truly say I am rejoicing in my heart because I know that he accepted the Lord as his personal Savior.
And this is how she would like for him to be remembered.
As a giving person, a loving person, a compassionate person. And he showed that. He not only said that, he also showed that.
Now, Roell passed away on Tuesday, August 17th, at the age of 47. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, that's a look at stories making news. Our J. Philippe has a check on sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. The NFL season is expected to begin next week. And guess what? A Grand Bahamian will be on the roster on opening night. Against all odds, this kid has risen to the occasion. Michael Strawn has proven that he can play with the best. The 6'5" wideout that was drafted in the 7th round with the 229 overall pick from a small Division II school proved to the Indianapolis Colts organization that he in fact is the real deal. After an impressive showing during the preseason, the Indianapolis Colts has officially named Michael Strawn to their 53-man roster.
It's such a blessing to be in this position that I am today. Being able to represent myself, my country, the Bahamas and my family on the high stage. Moving forward into regular season, we have high goals for ourselves. We have a mission to accomplish, and my goal every day is to just continue to get better and contribute to this team in the best way possible.
Now, the Colts is expected to kick off their season on September 12th at home, where they will host the Seattle Seahawks. Switching gears now in minor league baseball, Chavez Fernanda and the Erie Seawolves, a Double-A affiliate of the Detroit Tigers, is making a playoff push. They are currently in the middle of a 5-game series against the Harrisburg Senators, which is an affiliate of the Washington Nationals. We caught up with the right-handed pitcher for an update on the season.
The season has been going really good. Made some personal strides up to 98 miles per hour. Some new personal bests. As of that, I've been healthy all season. That's what I take pride in. That in the off season, working hard, training my body to perform as the year go on. Also, these past 2 weeks been really good. I've just been focusing, staying on a consistent road, pitching and trying to give a chance for my team to win. And we're 4 games out of the playoffs, so I'm excited about that and try to get a ring and bring it back to Detroit.
And finally, in sports, the Golden Boy, Stephen Gardner, is expected to be in his hometown of Abaco this Friday. A motorcade and special ceremony is scheduled for the Abaco native in Marsh Harbor. Of course, Gardner is still being celebrated for winning the Olympic gold medal in the men's 400 meters just last month at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan, in a time of 43.85 seconds. And that's a quick check on sports. Congratulations, Michael Swan. We will be pulling for you, except on October 3rd, when the Miami Dolphins plays those Indianapolis Colts. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment. Best rates, no delays. Best rates, no delays. Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Step out of the box and put some color in your stride. Esquire Men's Freeport has the latest in foot fashion. Call them today at 352-8816 or shop for shoes online at www.esquiremen.com.
Hey there, everyone. My name is Danico Nesbitt, and welcome to Health Bites, where each and every week we give you helpful tips to help you on your health and fitness journey. Today's episode is for the guys. We have 3 natural herbs that's going to help with your everyday energy, performance in both the bedroom and everyday life. Listen up. Herb number 1 is maca, and maca is a root plant extract from the Andes mountain. And what it's going to do is going to increase your fertility, increase your libido, your drive. And it's also going to increase your sperm motility. So if you are trying to have kids, it's going to help that be more effective. It's also good for everyday energy and mood. Maca. Number 2 is ashwagandha. This is really popular. It has a whole host of benefits. Benefit number 1 is it's going to increase your testosterone production, which we know is going to help with building muscle, help with more energy, better sex drive, all the above. It also is going to increase your nitrous oxide production, which is going to help increase blood flow all throughout your body. Another benefit, which is key in these times, is that it's also an immune booster. So it's also going to increase your immune health. Ashwagandha is also taken by people who have trouble sleeping or resting. Take it close to bedtime. It's going to help you have a more restful sleep and put you to sleep faster. Ashwagandha. And last but not least, we have Panax ginseng, which is known as the king of herbs. Panax ginseng is also going to increase your energy. It's going to also help to relax your muscles, which is great for the gym. And it's going to increase blood flow as well. So when you take it, you're going to have better pumps in the gym. And also it's going to have more stamina in the bedroom as well. All these herbs are under $25 and they can be found here at the Fitness Connection, any location. Come by and check us out.
The shop, experience a difference. 3 stores in one. Finishing Touch, Wigs, and Mary's Unique Design. Located in the West Mall Plaza, downtown Freeport. Phone 602-0976.
I actually like the coconut water. I find it to be rather refreshing and quite tasty at the same time. And actually look at the calories. It actually works for me.
Tell us why you prefer our JBI Junkanoo juice.
Yes, I like this juice because it's all natural. It has natural preservatives. It reminds me of home. And my baby likes this juice, okay? And it's affordable.
I use the kidney beans and milk because it gives me a flavorful rice and a nice pot that everybody loves.
I prefer your tuna because it's chunk and it's light. And it has no flavor like any other.
I've been using JBI black beans because it is I'm gluten intolerant and I don't need to pre-cook it. It's already pre-cooked, so it's easy for me to use. And I don't have to worry about any hypersensitivities to the food.
Buy JBI.
Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Tamiko Jones, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we thank you so much for your support. That's going to do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a wonderful evening.
There's a pandemic going around. We have to work hard to stay around. Keep yourself and your family safe. And thank God for amazing grace. There's a solution you must choose. It will help me and help you too. It's available everywhere. Don't take too long, I'll meet you there. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated.
Make your appointment today at vax.gov.bs. That's vax.gov.bs. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with Bahamas Information Services.
Do you know that adherence is more than taking medications? It calls to you to stick to the medical regimen as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Please keep your lab appointments, as these determine the effects medications are having on your body. Follow-up doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report, a new COVID variant added to the list. The U.S. Embassy offers an incentive to get the jab. The F&M rolls in the South, and how the economy is shaping up under increasing pressure. Those stories and more when the Bahamas tonight, the national report returns. Playing in the water can be loads of fun, but it can also be quite dangerous if all caution is thrown to the wind. Being alert and keeping an eye on young children and adolescents should always be priority. Here's how you can do it. Unfortunately, a lifeguard won't be at every beach and pool, so picking out someone to be the designated pool or beach watcher, especially when kids are around, is extremely important to lower risk of accidents in and around the water.
Whether it be in the sea or in the pool, you're going to make sure that everybody knows who the designated watcher is. And when you change over, if you're having an event that's lasting more than an hour or two, at least you can rotate out every 15 minutes and have 3 or 4 watchers set up. For an adult, any children at the age of 7, if they can swim, should still never be more than arm's reach apart. And when you have kids going through the Learn to Swim programs, we want to stay safe within them.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Digital Media.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Superfast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder. Welcome to the Bahamas tonight, the national report. Thanks for joining us. Experts would tell you all viruses mutate. It's just a natural and random occurrence, but the last thing the world needs is another variant of the COVID-19 virus. Sadly, that's exactly what it's gotten. The World Health Organization says it is monitoring the Mu variant, or B1621, the 5th variant of interest first identified in Colombia this past January. Since then, it has been spotted in South America countries as well as Europe. At last report, it had been found in 39 countries, including the United Kingdom and the United States. U.S. reports are that the new variant makes up less than 1% of global infections. However, here's what should pique your concern. Again, as it stands, Mu is only being considered a variant of interest as research continues to determine if it is any more contagious. U.S. Dr. Partha Nandi reasons that if more people get vaccinated, it will box in the COVID-19 virus, leaving less room for it to evolve and mutate. For those of you keeping record, Mu joins fellow variants of concern, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta. Meantime, the first day of September bringing with it what has become the norm in recent days and weeks here in the Bahamas, triple-digit COVID-19 infections and more deaths. 4 to be exact. The victims, 3 New Providence residents, a 39-year-old man and 2 women ages 62 and 83, along with a 46-year-old Andros woman. The deaths occurring between August 27th and August 30th. The country's COVID death toll now 412, with an increased 29 deaths under investigation. 61 females and 55 males make up the newly infected, for an additional 116 cases. Some 104 of those cases are here on New Providence, 4 each on Grand Bahama and Eleuthera, 3 on Exuma, and 1 on Abaco. The confirmed case count, now 18,576. A look at hospitalizations. And September 1st saw 167 heads and beds for COVID, 10 of them in intensive care units across the country. 59 people recovered from the virus on Wednesday. Well, a local health expert's advising COVID-positive patients to seek professional treatment instead of staying at home. Jiminy DeSwain explains.
To go to hospital or not? The question some COVID-positive sufferers may ask themselves. However, infectious disease specialist Dr. Nakia Forbes paints a clear picture of what symptoms should prompt one to seek help from professionals.
That if you are having severe symptoms, like shortness of breath, lightheadedness, chest pain, dizziness, for example, we consider those symptoms of people who are generally unstable. And you do need to get professional medical advice. And you may warrant an assessment. And you should go, because if you are that sick, then you will be accommodated. It is a difficult time, but that is the safest thing to do. It is definitely bad for you to take that in your own hands and decide to stay at home, because you run the risk of dying at home. And that is happening in the COVID pandemic worldwide and here at home.
That's in the case of critical patients. For those with mild symptoms,
flu-like symptoms, like fever that's not too high, that would be under 100.4 degrees, and it's intermittent, it's not constant. It could be headache, you could feel tired, you could have some chills, muscle aches, or joint pains, for example, and maybe even joint pain. You could have belly pain, some nausea.
Now, in the event of shortness of breath, the health expert says here's what it could be triggering.
Because you may be getting a pneumonia and you may need to have in-hospital or a in-specialist or a COVID site in inpatient management. So people who do not have difficulty breathing and who have just mild flu-like symptoms, they can absolutely have care at home. For example, you can take vitamins, multivitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. That can be helpful. You're going to make sure that you continue to drink a lot of fluids.
What she discourages was the use of ivermectin for COVID care.
That drug is not approved for the use of COVID-19. As a matter of fact, it could be quite dangerous. And there have been reports of the increase of utilization of this drug and people having toxicity and hospital admissions and bad outcomes because of it. So please, that is not what should be used. There is standardized care guidelines for these medicines.
Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
The University of the Bahamas fully remote for the fall semester. The only exception, courses requiring face-to-face components and athletic training. And these must occur in strict compliance with all COVID-19 protocols. Come Monday, those seeking to access all of UB's campuses must show proof they are fully vaccinated or present a negative rapid antigen test to even access the facility. Those test results must be issued within the past 72 hours. For those who work on campus and are not fully vaccinated, UB will cover the cost of a rapid antigen test. Well, if you haven't gotten your jab, this next story may interest you. The U.S. Embassy, along with local business and community leaders, are offering a raffle to encourage individuals to get vaccinated. It's also open to those who've already been vaccinated. Here's what you can win: day passes to major hotels, a day trip to Exuma and to Eleuthera, or fine dining at an exquisite restaurant. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Yusha Pitt says the embassy has already received more than 225 registrations. Fully vaccinated people are encouraged to log on to the U.S. Embassy Nassau's Facebook page to share vital information that can help the unvaccinated get the jab. The psychological impact of COVID-19 on healthcare workers standing on the front line of the pandemic cannot be stressed enough, not when one considers the high levels of stress, anxiety, depression, sleep disturbance, and burnout for those who've been there from day one.
They have to continuously be in the presence of these patients doing things. And a significant number of those patients, despite the best that's done, will die on them. And they're putting their personal health at risk to provide care almost on a daily basis because we're short of staff at that level. And with that personal risk to themselves, with the patients, unfortunately, a significant number of those patients dying, and with the threat of burnout, you can imagine that will and has and continues to take a toll. And any reprieve we're looking for, praying for.
Doctors Hospital CEO Dr. Charles Digger says for now that reprieve comes in the form of counselors coupled with moments of surprise and appreciation at the end of a shift.
I think ultimately the reprieve to them is being able to come to work, be satisfied with the work they do, not take home the risk of transmitting COVID to their families. And I think ultimately we getting to a point where we can actually give them, those few days off somewhere where they can be spoilt and not to think about, this battle that they were just in.
Meantime, getting the unvaccinated to get inoculated with the COVID-19 vaccine is a discussion that requires temperament, so says behavioral therapist Harrison Thompson, who maintains people feel more comfortable drawing conclusions that's best for them.
There's a lot of factors that go into that. Our experiences, the things that we have seen firsthand, our indoctrinations, our beliefs. But I think the thing that we need to get to here as a cumulative, as a collection of individuals, is we need to understand that differences are not wrong. Differences are different. And I think the problem begins when we start labeling differences as some type of moral wrong. We have to understand here that we all have to look out for one another. And we don't open up access to that until we start seeing the common grounds that we all share. That we all want to live, we all want to be happy, we all want to survive. I don't think that there's anybody out there that would actually go against something like that.
He also emphasized the need to work together.
Understanding that just because we have different starting points, just because we have different beliefs, just because we have different ideologies, it does not mean that we can't share one common lofty goal. And so I think once we can start identifying how our differences are maybe not so different, that we all share the same basic human needs, I think we can use it as the foundation to begin repairing these gaps and maybe revealing how we want the same things after all. Peace, patience, kindness, happiness, and good health for all.
Well, still to come, the Free National Movement unveils its vision for the future and an update on the economy's recovery process. Those stories and more when we return. And remember to tune in to the Morning Edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil. Shell's Summer of Fun.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
It's in our name, fried chicken. It's our thing. Others may try, but we have the original. We put the extra in extra crispy. And our spicy secrets in everyone's mouth. So if we want to make the best chicken sandwich, we just need to put our name on it. The new Kentucky Chicken Sandwich. An abundant triple breaded filet, premium mayo, and pickles, all on a buttered brioche bun. The best chicken sandwich had to be KFC.
Health is the greatest gift. That's
That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Should it be re-elected, among the priorities of the next Free National Movement government is strengthening its social services mandate. Taking the rally stage last evening, F&M leader, Prime Minister the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, outlined such plans to help Bahamians in need. Altavis Munnings has that report.
Before I proceed, let us ask for a moment of silence for all of those who lost their lives during this disastrous storm.
Although many Bahamians are still recovering from Hurricane Dorian that struck the Bahamas 2 years ago, Free National Movement leader, Prime Minister the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, ensured to remember them and those who died at his party's New Providence rally Wednesday night. Moments after that, he announced details of his party's 80-page manifesto that's now available digitally on www.fnmbahamas.org. The party's social vision for the country is also detailed in the new manifesto. During the height of the COVID pandemic, government partnered with non-government organizations to mount the largest food assistance program in the country's history, doling out $51.7 million in food assistance for 57,000 families. And now that the economy is rebounding, 18,000 families are getting the food they need. Feeding children is next on that list. Prime Minister Minnis disclosed that the next F&M government will launch a universal school meals program, providing nutritionally balanced free breakfast, lunch, and snacks to all public school children across the country, regardless of family income. The 5-year program will initially target primary school children, later expanding to high school students.
We will significantly use Bahamian fish, poultry, and meats. We will significantly use Bahamian grown fruits and vegetables. And this program will help grow our agricultural and fisheries sectors, while also providing nutrition to all children in government-operated school system free of charge. Obesity is a major problem in our society. We need to stop the amount of sugary drinks and fatty foods our children are drinking and eating. We want to help our children develop better eating habits, drawing on more organic and locally grown foods here in the Bahamas.
Government plans to partner with food vendors, caterers, and purchase goods and products from small farms to use the Universal School Meals Program to boost the economy. In fact, Small Business Development Center officials will work with new and existing food vendors to upgrade their facilities and equipment, and to those who want to combine their businesses to boost their capacity.
Hunger and insufficient nutrition affect a child's ability to concentrate and ability to learn. Better health and nutrition allow children to learn and to perform better. And this program will relieve parents of having to budget for lunch. This represents a significant savings for homes with more than one child.
Prime Minister Minnis also revealed his next government's goal to establish 4 transitional shelters in New Providence, 1 in Grand Bahama and 1 in Abaco, to accommodate the homeless population by using existing grants. Altavis Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Well, that 80-page Free National Movement manifesto announced by the Prime Minister places priority on the party's continued fight against COVID-19. In Section 1, the FNM will ensure an adequate supply of approved vaccines and booster shots as needed for all Bahamians, and residents acquire equipment to analyze COVID variants and bring into effect legislation to replace the emergency orders. The party also plans to create more jobs and elevate small business investments. Concentrations also to be placed on digitization, including electronic identification, digital voter registration, and 5G technology. The Bahamas Home Initiative, expanding Bahamas Air, passing and enacting a Renewable Energy Encouragement Act, increasing illegal dumping penalties, creating potable water on all family islands, and universal after-school and youth exposure programs, establishing the Ministry of Culture, Heritage, and the Arts, and a cannabis licensing authority, as well as the Jubilee Bahamas Commission to commemorate the 50th independence anniversary. The minister in charge of elections is giving his prediction on turnout. This as the Parliamentary Registration Department is now calling on family islanders that are registered to vote but are in New Providence and may be unable to return home before the election to apply to vote in the advanced polls by September 4th. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, anticipates robust voter turnout in the upcoming general election, now exactly 2 weeks away on September 16th. Approximately 88% of 181,000 voters on the register in 2017 cast their ballots in that election. Despite the fate of those in quarantine being in question, Dames expects a similar turnout this time.
Bahamians enjoy voting. This is just the electoral process. We love participating in it, and that's good. It speaks to the strength of our democracy, and so we're looking forward to it, and we're preparing for it as well.
Recently, Acting Parliamentary Commissioner Lovato Duncanson revealed there were 194,547 voters on the 2021 register, with the Parliamentary Registration Department working to finalize the list. Dames also anticipates voting in the advanced poll will increase due to changes to the Parliamentary Elections Act. Those changes will allow people 65 and older considered special voters to cast their ballots in that poll.
Come the 9th of September, you're going to have a large turnout. Remember now, I said this before. In 2017, we had about, 3,000 plus voters in the advanced poll, and that was primarily law enforcement officers and poll workers for the various parties. This time, due to the amendments in the legislation, we can look at anywhere numbers upwards in excess of 30,000.
It has become customary for international election observers to monitor the electoral process. Dames comments on whether the public can expect the status quo.
I don't think that you shouldn't expect that would change. I mean, I think that's an international practice, and so I don't expect that will change in any way.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the domestic economy poised for marginal growth this year, and behind that, the resumption of tourism, which is getting quite a boost from home porting. Still, its uptick is dependent on several factors, which, according to the central bank, includes the relaxation of globally imposed travel restrictions, the success of international health initiatives, as well as the effectiveness, availability, and distribution of vaccines. As for the labor market, the central bank's predicting the unemployment rate will rise above trend in the near term, with some available jobs in the construction sector, along with the re-engagement of workers in the tourism sector. In terms of prices, barring any shocks to international oil prices, inflationary pressures are expected to remain relatively contained.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this.
Your Rubus reward tag is free at every Rubus service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubus, it's just better.
I miss going out with my friends and dancing the night away.
I miss being asked, do you want to sit inside or outside at a restaurant?
I really miss traveling without having to get these COVID tests stuck up my nose.
I miss not having to wear a mask everywhere.
I miss going out to see a late night movie.
Want the pandemic to end? Make your appointment now to get vaccinated.
This message has been brought to you by the Government of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Everyone's excited about the $8 meal of the day. Every day, it's a different 6-inch sub, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $8. That feels like fresh value. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorite 6-inch subs. Like turkey breast, meatball marinara, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, black forest ham, Italian BMT, oven roasted chicken, and tuna. Then add chips and a 20-ounce drink, and you've got the $8 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price every day of the week. Only at Subway.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
Back in early May of this year, a massive fire swept through the community of Jenny Street, destroying the homes and uprooting the lives of several families along that corridor. This happened while these families were already struggling amid the trying times brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. And as these families are preparing to send their children back to school, BTC is once again stepping in to lend a hand.
With the Jenny Street community just right outside of the Mall at Marathon store, our team members, they actually thought it fitting to be able to give back to that community that was touched by such a tragic event earlier this year. And so what our team members did was they band together and they were able to provide the students from that community with gift certificates from the mall. The company, of course, itself backed that donation, and we also provided tablets and a myriad of school supplies just to get those children ready to go back to the classroom.
The donation from BTC, what will this mean for your family?
It will mean a great deal because it shows that people are still concerned and people are still looking out for us. And that's important in my spirit.
I just want to thank BTC, the staff, and all the people who help participate, sponsors and everything to, just for what they have done. This is a big encouragement for me and my family and my children.
Helping those in our community, wherever they are, is a part of BTC's mantra that heart is something more than we have, but it's something we share. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Roell Piper. Be well, and be back here next. BTC Connection.
We elevate, we elevate, elevate. When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
The only thing harder than the weather? The weekly specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, 2 for $4.05. Riceland long grain rice, 5 pounds, $3.79. Del Monte corn, assorted 15 ounce, $1.69. Bone and chicken breast, $1.79 per pound. Fresh carrots, 2-pound bag, 2 for $5. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Double stamps on Sunday, Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Summer is here, and Shell presents a summer of fun. Win $30,000 in prizes when you spend $20 in fuel at any Shell location. Now through September 10th. Experience incredible hotel stays in the Family Islands and Nassau. Win thousands of dollars in fuel, groceries, and electronic devices. Fuel up today and submit your receipt by WhatsApp, email, and Facebook. Follow us on Facebook for more chances to win with Shell. Terms and conditions apply.
Personal digital assistance will soon be available for all Bahamas Power and Light customers. The mobile application seeks to improve customer relations as well as the company's customer service. Chairman Donovan Moxey explains.
This particular mobile app is currently in beta, and this is a mobile app that will allow customers, once downloaded, they can go ahead and check their balances, pay their bills, they can report an incident, and then once that incident is reported to our customer service team, we have the ability to track that incident all the way through to completion. And so again, this is another way of improving our customer service at BPL. One of the other important things to note with the app, given the fact that our network is not smart so we can know the location of the customer, the app actually allows you to put in your GPS location. So now as BPL, we can see everybody who's being affected by a particular outage event. So we can now understand fully how to mobilize resources to those events.
BPL officials are convinced sustaining good customer relations is key to its success.
For us at BPL, we've certainly been improving our customer service. We hear the calls of our customers about our lack of customer service over the years, and so we've taken steps as a board as part of our strategic plan and obviously from an actionable way internally in the company to actually do things to improve the customer service that we offer BPL customers both in the Family Islands as well as in New Providence.
Scotiabank Bahamas has expanded its existing mobile customer app, now equipped with a number of enhanced features. For easier use, Scotiabank customers now have the option of transferring funds from deposit to loan accounts, multiple transfer options between accounts, quick action for credit card and other payments, as well as alerts for missed payments, processed or declined transactions. Additionally, customers can also update personal information and employment status. A biometric sign, including fingerprint recognition, enhanced data encryption, and multi-factor authentication are additions to the mobile application. Well, you've heard of a census for humans. Now, the Bahamas Alliance for the Animal Rights and Kindness, better known as BARC, will mount such a drive for the dog population here in the Bahamas. Chairman Laura Kimball tells us how the first phase will determine the numbers, then address reducing the stray dog count.
You may remember Operation Potcake, which we did in 2013 and 2014. We actually did a more simple version. It was like a driving count, and we estimated a population of about 20,000 dogs. And so the reason that BARC decided to, undertake another census is we're taking our work to the next level. We really wanted to say, hey, what's our starting point with this massive project? Where are we at? And our goal is to make a huge difference in the next 5 years for the animals in the Bahamas.
A team of volunteers assisted by a data collection app will assist with gathering numbers to calculate the average number of dogs on New Providence.
We partnered with World Vet Services in England, and they help other charities like us around the world conduct population counts. And so they selected 7 routes. So they're essentially getting a sample portion. And then what we have to do is go around these 7 routes and go to every 4th house. And then from there, we have an app, which pins, it's all very fancy, our location. And then we go through a survey and we ask how many dogs, how many cats the people have.
Well, popcorn lovers out there, there's a new gourmet popcorn shop in town that's offering a myriad of flavors to tickle your taste buds. LaDawn Davis sampled the new flavors.
If we're doing just a straight flavor, meaning just all caramel in an hour, one batch takes us about 20 minutes, and that would fill about 8 bags.
Putting smiles on the faces of children with gourmet popcorn is something Shakira Davis finds joy in through her business Celestial Treats on special occasions. The accountant, now entrepreneur, reminisced on how far her business has come after joining the unemployment line several years ago.
Back in 2012, I was laid off from a job, and so I used some of that money and I decided that I'll start my business. I bought one snow cone machine, one popcorn, one cotton candy, and one hot dog, and from there Celestial Treats was born. Initially, we started as a baking company, and I ventured into adding the parties.
But believe it or not, there are two types of corn, kernel and mushroom, which gives the product a crunchy, fluffy look and taste. But with some 20 flavors to choose from, Shakira shared what's the most popular among customers.
We have caramel. Our next most popular will be the kettle corn. And then we have Junkanoo, which is a medley of our sweet, colorful flavors. Toffee would be another popular one, and then a combination of caramel and cheddar. We also have a few savory flavors, but we only do those, based on orders. Right now, the popcorn that's most popular would be our election popcorn for all of our different parties.
And as the election season heats up, Shakira says business in this pandemic continues to thrive.
However, with COVID, parties were put on hold. And so the gourmet popcorn was a way for me to still have some sort of income, seeing that people weren't partying, as much. Once the country started to open up back in February or March, then we started to see an increase in business.
And finally, after getting our taste buds going, Shakira gave us a breakdown on how to get caramel popcorn just right.
And we pop it the same way, but we do it with a yellow coconut oil, and we add the salt to it to give it a salty taste. Once we've done that, we have a cooker, a caramel cooker, that we put some sugar, oil, water, and the caramel, and that cooks. Once that comes to a certain temperature, then we add the popcorn to it, and it tumbles in the machine and coats the whole popcorn. We then dump that out and let that cool, and then we're able to bag it and serve it to our clients.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Simplify your life with Ship. Office technology. Available in 2 locations, Harbour Bay and Madeira Street, Nassau. We provide a variety of affordable electronics, including laptops, tablets, and much more. Our shipping department provides flexible and next-day shipping, with affordable rates as low as $1.49 per pound. Both locations have a wide range of services such as shipping, technology, and locksmithing. Our office rentals start as low as $450 a month. Visit our stores today and let us help you simplify your life.
Not having the choice to dine indoors is so 2020. Make your appointment to be vaccinated today.
This message has been brought to you by the Government of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
It's Shay here, and welcome to our first installment of Alive's Community Corner. Not only is Alive a digital service provider, and beyond those great deals and services that we provide you, Alive is committed to the community. So here's a look at what we did for Mother's and Father's Day. this episode, and we look forward to sharing with you so many more of our community moments. So why alive? Because you deserve it.
Hurricane Dorian severely impacted Bahama's power and lights operations in Abaco, and on the second anniversary of the storm's landfall, BPL officials say anyone on mainland Abaco and its keys needing power connectivity can get it. More than 2,000 poles downed or damaged, transformers and power stations devastated by wind and storm surge was the result of Dorian's wrath on BPL Abaco. A BPL release confirmed that most of the infrastructure had to be rebuilt from scratch. The entire transmission line from Marsh Harbor to Cooperstown has been rebuilt with infrastructure that can better withstand tropical storms and hurricanes. Power network reconstruction continues, as well as identifying 5 crucial locations to install solar microgrids to ensure uninterrupted power supply in the event the network becomes unavailable. The government's launched the preliminary stage of its bidding process for a public-private partnership program for 7 airports. Those included the airports in Grand Bahama, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Exuma, North Eleuthera, Long Island, Great Harbor Key, and San Salvador. Director of the Department of Aviation, Algernon Cargill, says under the program, the facilities are not being sold, but rather the government will retain ownership and a private partner will be granted a concession and lease to update, operate, and maintain the airports for up to 30 years. The request for pre-qualification documents are available this month on the government's e-procurement and supplier registry portal, and that's suppliers.gov.bs. Shortlisted parties will be invited to participate in the request for proposal stage, tentatively scheduled for release in November. Tourism in the Berry Islands getting a boost now that Tropic Ocean Airways started nonstop service from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Shelt Air Aviation to Great Harbor Key today. The launch comes after Tropic's inaugural flight from Fort Lauderdale to Nassau in August. Meantime, despite the uptick in positive COVID-19 cases in some family islands, owner of the Island Link mailboat, Captain Jed Munro, who travels to Long Island, Exuma, and Hatchet Bay, Eleuthera, says business is still steady.
To be honest with you, the only impact COVID has had initially was on the passengers. We weren't moving as many passengers, but as more and more persons get vaccinated, then I see a small increase in the number of passengers moving back and forth. It's pretty much the same thing, eats, drinks, building materials. So the impact has been minimal as far as I'm concerned. You know, I don't know how everybody else is faring off, but it's been a very minimal impact on my business.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, McKitchener. Outside of our studios this evening, we are under mostly cloudy skies, temperature 86 degrees. The relative humidity 69%. We have south-southwest winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,014.6 millibars. That's 29.96 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Atlas this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We protected you. 82 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Toll Key, Marsh Harbor, Abaco 85, 85 also in the Berry Islands and Alice Bimini. Harbor Island, 86, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 85, 85 also in Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, South Andros. Fresh Creek in Central Andros, 83 degrees, 84 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, 85, 85 in Ragged Island, Clarence Down, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Matchitani, Nagu, 84 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands tonight through Friday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet with no caution flags in place. Low tide 11:53 tonight, another low tide at 11:43 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands through Friday, southeast to south winds also 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And as we take you into Saturday, the winds fall off light and variable in the northwestern islands with flat seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. High tide on Saturday will take place at 6:27 in the morning with a low tide at 12:32 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, southeast winds 10 to 15 and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Roell Star Assurance.
Sun. It's bonefish season and they're on the run. I gotta find bonefish fully to catch me some. See, when it comes
and
to
that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Roell Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC super-fast fiber internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
I miss going out with my friends and dancing the night away.
I miss being asked to want to sit inside or outside at a restaurant.
I really miss traveling without having to get these COVID tests stuck up my nose.
I miss not having to wear a mask everywhere.
I miss going out to see a late-night movie.
Want the pandemic to end? Make your appointment now to get vaccinated.
This message has been brought to you by the Government of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
How the smartest shoppers are shopping in Nassau. Variety disposable products versus the other guys. $120.40 versus $150. Variety disposable products, 25% savings. Bingo, save $3. Padilla, save $2. Bounty hand towel, $1. And that's how the smartest shoppers saved over $30 on this cart at Variety Disposable.
Hurricane season is here, so now's the time to start checking off your list. Make note of what you have. Test your batteries, radio, flashlights, and the expiry date on your first aid kit. You may have to replace a few things. Then make sure you have at least 1 gallon of drinking water per day for each person, 2 weeks supply of non-perishable food, a cooler for ice, and if you have an infant, pack a bag of baby items. Keep spare toilet paper, paper towels, and sanitation wipes, along with cleanup supplies, trash bags, waterproof packaging for personal documents, and mosquito repellent. Have 2 extra face masks per person and enough hand sanitizer and life vests for everyone in the household. And have a plan. If shelter gets compromised, plan with household members beforehand how you will escape. That might mean having a knife, axe, crowbar, or other tool to pry open a door, window, or roofing in an emergency. For more information and a full hurricane prep checklist, visit ZNSBahamas.com.
every day. It takes a commitment to quality, a commitment to the people. Here at Impact, we commit to you, to providing you with the best, most efficient waste management service in the country. Across the Bahamas, every home and any event is within our reach. Let the fastest growing and most reliable team help keep your Bahamas clean. Impact Waste Management Company, committed to you.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
In sports from the NFL, 32 NFL teams turned in final rosters on Tuesday, and Bahamian wideout Mike Strawn survived the cut and was named to the Indianapolis Colts 53-man roster. Strawn, selected by the Colts in the 7th round of the 2021 draft, is listed as the number 2 receiver on the Colts depth chart behind All-Pro receiver T.Y. Hilton. Featured on the NFL Network's Good Morning Football show this morning, Strawn was listed among the top 5 best stories of players making the 53-man roster. His first taste of regular season action could be on September 9th in the Colts season opener against the Seattle Seahawks at Lucas Oil Stadium. Have you been procrastinating about becoming physically fit or afraid of the pains associated with doing so? Well, certified personal trainer, nutritionist, and IFBB Elite Pro Taran Noel says in a COVID environment, improving your health is imperative.
Unfortunately, now we're in a pandemic. It should even be more concentrated to that effect because it helps with the immune system. It helps build mental health, distress, and all other things that you could get from the benefits of actually doing physical fitness, right? And don't look at physical fitness as just one concentration. There are all different ways of getting fit with physical activities. You have swimming, you have basketball, you have the gym, you have track. There's all type of different venues. So with physical fitness being so out there and being such a big thing or a big deal now, which it should have always been, I think it's very important in this day and age especially that we get out and do something.
Taran shared this bit of advice should a beginner choose the gym environment to start fitness training.
I feel that it's very important that a beginner understands exactly the plan they have set in place for themselves. And if they don't, try to literally look into finding an actual perfect personal trainer that fits their requirements or their goals. Beginners take tendency to try to do things on their own, which is fine. But if you're not properly educated, if you're not well equipped with the knowledge of working out in the gym, you're going to be intimidated and you're going to regress from trying to get to your goals.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Here are your COVID-19 isolation tips. Protecting others while in quarantine or self-isolation. While in quarantine or self-isolation, use safety measures to protect yourself and community from spreading COVID-19. Being in quarantine or self-isolation can make you feel anxious or stressed. Ensure that you take care of your emotions. Physical distancing does not mean socially disconnected. Stay connected with family and friends digitally. Keep a daily routine. Exercise daily, get rest, eat healthy, engage in activities, avoid unhealthy behaviors, and seek information from credible sources. are not alone. Contact our hotline at 819-7652 or any of the numbers that appear on your screen.
Not having the choice to dine indoors is so 2020. Make your appointment to be vaccinated today.
This message has been brought to you by the government of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we have the lone tropical system out there. It's called Hurricane Larry. It's packing winds of about 80 miles per hour, moving towards the west-northwest, and this one is expected to intensify quite rapidly. Could become a Category 3 hurricane as early as tomorrow afternoon. The good news is the tracks seem to going to keep it well to the east of the Bahamas, and that's always good news for us, but we'll keep you posted on its progress. Satellite picture showing a troughing across the northwest Bahamas. And that's going to fire up some showers and occasional thunderstorms, particularly around the Grand Bahama and Abaco areas over the next couple of days. And we have another little trough near the extreme southeast Bahamas that too will support some showers there. In between, high pressure will be in control of our weather with relatively light winds over the next several days. So excellent boating conditions are shaping up. Forecast for tonight becoming cloudy, a bit on the warm side. Low temperature around 79 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny with pop-up showers in the afternoon. 90 degrees for your high temperature and extended weather forecast. Very little change over the next couple of days. A few showers right into Saturday. Isolated thunderstorms involved as well, which could be heavy at times. But thereafter, Sunday, lots of sunshine, and that will carry us over into the early part of next week with those temperatures still remaining rather toasty. Krista.
Well, thanks, Basil. Now, before we end, we have to wish a special happy birthday to technical producer extraordinaire of the National Report, Ashley Taylor. We hope you enjoy your day, Ashley. And that does it for the Bahamas tonight. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team here, thanks for watching and good night.
There's a pandemic going around. We have to work hard to stay around. Keep yourself and your family safe. And thank God for amazing grace. There's a solution you must choose. It will help me and help you too. It's available everywhere. Don't take too long, I'll meet you there. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated.
Make your appointment today at vax.gov.bs. That's vax.gov.bs. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with Bahamas Information Services.
Large beach and pool parties are not ideal in this COVID environment, but keeping just a few friends close while in the water is actually a good idea. So here's another pointer. They say the more the merrier, and when you're planning on spending a day of fun in the water, that might be what you want to do. Swimming with someone else, especially when doing aquatic activities, is a standard safety practice. If you're by yourself and there's an emergency, having someone to call for help or assist is much better than struggling alone.
Swimming with a buddy, not swimming alone, allowing you to have the ability to have somebody with you if you get into trouble. It's nice to be able to go in a social environment with a buddy and be able to talk and enjoy the environment.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Digital Media.
Let's stay COVID-free. Remember the 3 S's. Sanitize, social distance, and stay inside.
My brothers and sisters, life as we know it has been significantly impacted since 2020, and our world radically disrupted by the coronavirus pandemic. It has interrupted our lives, our work, and the way we interact with each other. Boy, what we once knew as normal no longer exists. As you consider and make the decision about getting vaccinated for COVID-19 virus, I'd really like for you to think about the ways that the pandemic has brought unimaginable suffering to people the world over. Here at home, so many courageous people are still recovering.